being a content creator isn't just sitting online and making content. Like, you're a business and you have products that you're selling, and
Complex.
it's very complex. That's that point of like not having the resources and support. And being a content creator is one of the only jobs that doesn't have a educational system around. You don't go through middle school and high school and college as a content creator. You learn different elements, but nobody personalizes it for this lifestyle as a content creator.
Before we dive into the conversation with Darren, we need to start with a quick disclaimer. This video provides general financial education and is not personalized investment advice or solicitation for advisory services. Please consult with a qualified professional for advice tailored for your situation. Any references to specific securities, products, or strategies do not constitute a recommendation or endorsement. All right, let's dive into a conversation with Darren Glover.
I don't get into online drama, but I did use my 2 Twitter thumbs to get into the online debate in the gaming and streaming community around whether streaming as a career is harder than working a 9 to 5. And like that debate, I will argue till my face
That's a good debate.
Turns blue because of just
it's so much harder.
So much harder.
Content creation.
Being a creator,
unbelievably
again,
so.
Yes, but it's so fascinating. Of like, I hear the other side, and I think that's where you start using words like harder and more difficult. And everyone again, it's like the hardest working person isn't at a company on a basketball team. Like, again, there's a harder worker than some players that are paid more. But like, hard work doesn't mean that I'm sweating more or I'm running faster and harder. Like, there's the work hard and the work smart. But like, to me, the physical exhaustion of working is what a lot of people use when they say harder. And it's like, well, that's just not true. But to me, it's the instability that creators have and the entrepreneurial spirit of their entire life based on literally their personality and their hands to make these things for the internet and make money off of that is so much more difficult than to have the stable $60,000 job that I can show up pissed off, tired, exhausted, not talkative, no energy, and still walk away that, day with my daily, hourly check. Or after those 2 weeks, I have my 401k, my healthcare is still there, and I get paid. And that was it. Like 9 to 5s, normally are not performance-based jobs if you're just showing up and leaving. Sales roles are different. That's performance-based. But the traditional 9 to 5, either being hourly or you're just clocking in and clocking out, is not incentive-based and it's not performance-based. It's just a stable income. That is so much easier to work stable income jobs than it is to have this level of, I might not get paid this month because I was sick for a week and I couldn't make any content. Like, that's that level of entrepreneurial spirit. As I talk to my clients and any clients, like, there's nothing more pure and raw entrepreneur than content creators. That is I'm betting on myself. And my product is myself.
It's not just one job.
And it's not just one job either.
It's like,
correct.
It's 10. And I think what a lot of people miss in this discussion is that for many creators, they went months or years also working the 9 to 5 and then also creating content to be able to even get to the point where they have the problem of, oh my gosh, if I get sick or go on vacation, I'm not going to get paid. Like, that's a champagne problem for many creators. Many creators would be like, man, I would kill to have that problem where I was making enough from content to be concerned about content uploads while I'm gone. And it's so much more difficult.
It's just you're talking about
full stop,
kind of like where the world is, based on that other conversations anyways, that was like relevant to bring up. I think it's really fascinating of like, it's not easy. And I think a lot of people are starting to realize that. And it's your point of volume of content online increases one way, which is, if you and I were the only people posting content online and we're both posting 5 videos a day, that's 10 pieces of total content being posted every single day. Well, a higher volume of content could come from you and I now posting 10 pieces every day. Now there's 20 pieces of content, or more pieces of content could come from 2 new people posting 5 new pieces of content every day. And now we've gotten 20 new pieces of content. With how easy and how glorified creator economy and streaming has become, more content isn't necessarily coming from those same people posting more content. It's an increased level of content because more people are posting content, which makes it even harder for those creators that were winning yesterday to win tomorrow, because it's not like you're just you're just competing against the same people that you've always competed with last year. These platforms need more people to also post more content. So like this idea of what the pandemic just, increased tenfold is the gig economy of part-time ways of income. That I work a full 9 to 7, but I've got this part-time job on the internet that I, make soap and sell it online, and I make an extra $5,000 a month selling my own soap. It's just like never happened before.
Yep.
And but that
Yeah.
increases the level of just like content distribution, and the potential for your soap business now is going to start to get chipped away because it's a really fascinating future. But I think these also like side hustle ways of trying new content is something that, going back to what I'm thinking about, that's also what I'm thinking about is like the live shopping is huge, but like what other styles of content can you start to post as a content creator that's not just the same thing every single time? Like it's smart to stay niche, but it's also smart to try new. And that's pulling at both sides of the rope, but it's kind of like you have to be willing to try something new, and it might work better than what you want to do. But if that works, kind of got to make that content, even though you really want to make content about your cherry pies that you make. If the soap content is actually the thing that's working, that's what it is. Like, that's how you're going to have to like pay your bills by your soap content and start up your cherry pie business at a later time. Like but to the point of the content creator, it's like the entrepreneurial spirit that creators have is just so inspiring, that not enough people understand it. To your point, they don't just sit on a computer and play video games all day, at least not in my industry. You play video games for 6 hours, and now you have to spend the next 6 hours editing all of this content. And again, managing the sponsorship deals, you got the overlays, you've got all of your technology that breaks and you need to replace it. Then you've got to do your taxes, you have to pay your editors, you have to rewatch the content, and that's something else I've been thinking about too, is the businesses of creators. I've been really actively thinking about that. Being a content creator isn't just sitting online and making content. Like, you're a business and you have products that you're selling, and
Complex.
it's very complex. And that's that point of like not having the resources and support. And being a content creator is one of the only jobs that doesn't have a educational system around. You don't go through middle school and high school and college as a content creator. You learn different elements, but nobody personalizes it for this lifestyle as a content creator.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly right. And even the professionals like yourself who work with creators, there are a few of them. There's a significant number of talent agencies out there today. But we've seen the percentage of people who are taken advantage of within this industry, either through TMs that they're working with or through brands directly. And it's typically no fault of the creator. It's just that they may not know. That's why I think having these discussions is so important to help creators to be able to start thinking through some of the business aspect. That's why I was talking about brand deals, negotiations, representation so much, because it's an underserved topic. There are a million videos on how to grow your channel. There are very few on how to be strategic and set yourself up in a way that doesn't screw you over.
And to the point
later.
of again, ChatGPT, like that level of access to not just information, but that level of purposed responses and support is huge. I'm a content creator. I'm looking to sign to a talent agency. What are the questions that I need to ask and look out for, and yada, 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 yada. It's not some person with a subreddit that you have to read now. You can really create a whole agent basically as a project in your chat GPT damn near, as your advisor to help you with a lot of these things. Like, that's that value that AI is offering, that I just think, again, I don't think enough creators are using AI for those sorts of services.
I think it's tough. They're spending 6 hours streaming and 6 hours editing. Like, when do they have the capacity to really dive into some of these tools? And I think it just takes more conversations of, hey, this will actually save you time. This will protect you moving forward. And yeah, I'm extremely bullish isn't the right word, but I'm keen on helping creators to start figuring out some of those components when they get to the point where they need representation, where they need a team behind them, when they can't handle all of this on their own. Then they should be finding the right people. They should be surrounding themselves with the right team to be able to have these conversations with them, help them grow, help them learn their skills, not take over as the CEO of their channel. but to really support those creators.
I agree.
It's really, really important. If you enjoyed this segment, be sure to check out the full conversation that I had with Darren Glover. I'll leave a link down in the description to the full video. If you like this video, I would genuinely appreciate a like on the video and subscribe to see more content like it. Have a great week. I'll see you in the next video.